Hi there, my name is Chris Owen. I'm the co-founder of KS Security, and today I'm going to talk about Azure forensics and incident response. It's quite a big topic. So how can you prepare for a security incident in Azure? There's a few things you can do. One thing, identify your crown jewels, know what data you don't want to lose, particularly things like PII, so credit card data and similar, and know exactly not only where that data sits, but also which systems process it too, because you might be getting that data busy stolen in transit. How backups and tests work. Obviously, you'll be very familiar with the ransomware. It's no good just simply have a backup if you don't test them, because unfortunately, autocomplete they're not working. And there's some general advice to around best security practices. We can probably go into more detail, but things like restricting admin accounts and requiring things like multi-factor authentication reduce the likelihood of breaches. Whole other thing around security controls, but that's very high level. View the Azure Security Center settings. This is a key place when we're looking at security in Azure these days. Limit network remote access. So for example, don't let people on the internet RDP under boxes. Encryption, again, is a whole other topic. It depends a lot on your particular environment, what kind of regulations you're under. Then enable logging. So forensic readiness is a growing thing, particularly cloud forensic readiness. Make sure you actually have the logs enabled. And we'll go into that in a minute, what that actually means. So again, understand your environment, not only what data is stored, but also what users do you have in Azure AD, who are the admins, where are logs stored, and starts. What products are enabled, because that's going to make a big difference if you get a breach or something's been moving around. Active Directory is a beast in itself, obviously very complicated and has evolved over many, many years. It definitely works to make sure that you know who the highly privileged users are in the Azure portal. Use Azure Graph to find that too, and understand what kind of authentication you're using too. It's quite a wide range. Will Oram has got a great guide on GitHub, particularly around Azure AD breaches, so please do check that out. There's logging in Azure. Obviously, Azure means many things, so there's not surprisingly a number of different logs, but activity logs, what we call management events, for example, starting a virtual machine. Resource logs cover the data planes, which you can keep in a store and such. AD logs, diagnostic logs, application logs. That's particularly interesting if you're looking at application breach. Storage analytics, NetFlow, and such. Security Center, you're probably looking at the UI rather than the logs themselves. Datadog have a very detailed listing of the logs that might be of interest to you. It's a bit focused with Datadog, but still very useful. And then there's this pond of the bits talk about logging the cloud and zero to hero. It's a really long talk, but it's great. It's a pretty exhaustive list of all the logs and which ones we're going to make sure are enabled. Bunch of open source tools. I won't go into all of these. Azure tools, again, you really should know Azure Security Center. You may well be paying for Azure Sentinel. It's pretty good these days. And then Defender has gone through many rebrandings, but also you'll be seeing this generating a lot of your alerts. And we're going to cover specific things like, Azure Compute, Azure Kubernetes Service, etc., in different talks on YouTube. But for now, that's it. Thank you for listening. And if you'd like to check out KD Response, we automate collecting and analyzing forensic data for most of Azure services. There's a free trial on our website. Please do check it out.